Hello, everybody, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe to my channel. 97.4% of viewers have not yet subscribed to my channel. Please subscribe, it's free. Today, I will explain an Australian film called The Black Waters. This film is based on true events. It has a rating of 5.9 out of 10. At the beginning of the film, we see three people moving out in a car. There was Adam, Adam's wife Grace, and Grace's sister Lee. An old lady told goodbye to them as they were heading for Crocodile Park. They were enjoying their Christmas holidays. These people spent the whole day at the Crocodile Park. They took pictures, watched feeding. We see many tourists, kids taking pictures here with baby crocodiles. I am not sure how safe it is. Here the big crocodiles were brought from the nearby river backwater. This backwater was huge, its width was more than a couple of miles. It consists of a forest with small-sized trees. In the night, all three stayed in a hotel where the next morning their plan was to go fishing. Grace here was happy for another reason. Her pregnancy result was positive. In the morning, they travel across the forest and arrive at a place offering fishing services. Their local guide's assistant, Jim, was present as his boss had already gone with a tourist group. He was alone at this center. Here, Grace informs her pregnancy to Lee and asks her to keep it a secret. She had not told this to Adam till now. She was waiting for the right time. Jim takes the three of them for a tour of the river with a pocket gun. These people enjoy nature on the boat and take photos. Grace asks Jim about the gun he brought with him. To which Jim says, earlier these waters were infested with crocodiles, most of them were captured and shifted to the park, but a few still remain. They stop somewhere and start catching fish there, but they do not get any fish. Hence, Jim takes them further into the water. After some time a fish got caught on Adam's fishing rod. Everyone was excited. Lee was ready with the camera, but just then the boat started shaking loudly. It was not a fish but a crocodile who got trapped on the rod. It attacks their boat and sinks it. Everyone falls into the water. Adam shouts croc, croc in horror. He helps Grace in climbing a tree. Lee was under the overturned boat where she was struggling to come out. Grace now saw Jim's dead body being floated. That crocodile had him in its jaw. Grace yells at Adam and asks him to come upstairs to the tree. Adam climbs the tree as well. Lee takes a dip in water and comes up the other side onto the surface. As soon as she came up, the crocodile started sailing towards her. She climbed up the overturned boat and was holding it tightly. The crocodile now attacks the boat. It starts shaking it. Lee was holding it tight. Adam now distracts the crocodile by splashing the water from his side. After some time that crocodile leaves there. Now Grace says that the crocodile is gone. Now is the right time to save Lee. She asks Lee to throw the rope from the boat towards her. Lee throws the rope towards Adam, but it fails to reach him. Lee grabs it and throws it again. This time Adam grabbed it. He started pulling the rope, but the boat was heavy. The boat was stuck in the water, so it does not come forward. Both Grace and Adam try together, but still the boat does not come forward. Seeing this, Adam ties the rope to a nearby tree and asks Lee to swim towards him. At first, Lee refuses, but later she slowly and courageously climbs down from the boat and swims ahead. She reaches Adam and Lee. Quickly she climbs up the tree. She was hurt in the leg. Now all three starts thinking what to do next. Adam says that they could wait here for some time as Jim's boss may come here in search of him. These people wait for 2 hours, but no one comes. That crocodile leaves after circling another round. Now Adam starts talking about overturning the boat and going back in it. But Grace and Lee find this risky. Because that crocodile used to come back as soon as it senses movements in the water. In frustration, Lee starts shouting help, help, help. Grace also screams, but there was no one to listen to them in that deserted river water. Adam faces the blunt of heavy mosquitoes and says, if this goes on, I will die due to malaria, than this shitty crocodile. Grace had an anti-mosquito sprayer with her, which she gave it to Adam. Lee's Nokia 3310 phone was also not working, as it was submerged in water for too long. Adam now takes out a pocket knife from his pocket. Grace, after observing small trees closely, says we can cross this pond by hopping from one tree to another. It's just that somebody has to check first where this series of trees will end. Adam was insisting on overturning that overturned boat as that was the easiest option. He and Grace started arguing over it. Finally, they decided on Grace's idea. Adam lost his glasses without which he can't see properly, and Lee had an injury to her leg. Hence, Grace started hopping on trees. After going a short distance, there was a gap of 100 meters, which can only be crossed by swimming. This idea was also not a workable one, as the crocodile could swim faster in that gap than these people. While coming back, Grace saw a few bubbles in water. She checked it with wood. There was Jim's ear, which spooks her. She hops trees fast from there and joins Lee and Adam. Lee again suggests the idea of waiting it out. She asks Grace for a mosquito's repellent. While taking it from her, it fell in water. After an hour with no other option, Adam talks about overturning that boat again. This time, he convinces both of them and descends into the water. He slowly moves ahead, then suddenly he falls down. Later he recovers and swims towards the boat. He applied his full body force, but nothing happened. The boat was stuck pretty bad. He now goes under the boat. He applies force there and turns it over. As Adam was getting ready to hop into the boat, something drags him into the water. Grace and Lee started screaming as that crocodile appeared on the surface. Adam was in its jaw. Grace started crying like hell, and Lee was shell-shocked. Now these two wait some more time on that tree. The boat was slowly drifting away from its position. Grace now climbs down from the tree. With the help of a small tree branch, she tries to catch the rope of the boat. But it was far away. Suddenly Lee saw some movement in water, and she screamed at Grace to come up. As Grace climbed up again, there was nothing. Grace now decided to pluck a long branch of tree. As she was doing it, the crocodile jumped from the water to catch her. Grace escapes narrowly. The crocodile stares at her. Grace was tired and scared. She started crying after seeing Adam's floating body there. She was sorry that she did not inform Adam about being pregnant. Both of them start waiting on the tree itself. After some time, as the sun sets on the horizon, fear at these ladies' hearts increases exponentially. At night time, that crocodile starts eating Adam, whose sound hurts Grace even more. The next morning Grace was mentally broken. She was in shock and weak. Lee tries to motivate her by asking her to think about her future child. She talks about saving Adam's last gift. The boat had now floated away and went a little farther. There they could reach only by swimming. Lee convinces Grace. These two climbed down from the tree and started moving in water. After a few steps, they notice some bubbles around them, and just then that crocodile emerges from the water in front of them. It starts attacking Grace and drags her down. Grace fights with it. She punches it a couple of times. She somehow escaped from its jaw, but she was hurt. Lee pulls her up and these two again climb up the tree. Grace's leg was badly hurt. Blood was pouring out of it. Lee tears her dress and ties it on Grace's leg to stop her bleeding. After a while, Lee hears the sound of the rescue boat. She starts shouting, "Help, help!" She makes her voice by jumping from tree to tree. Rescue workers fail to hear her voice in the backdrop of the boat's engine's noise. After some time, Lee talked to Grace about capturing that boat. Grace tries to stop her from leaving, but with no other option available, Lee gets into the water. This time she swims towards the boat and hops into it. She starts draining the water from the boat. With all this noise, that crocodile again comes towards the boat. This time it jumps into the boat and starts attacking Lee. Lee jumped into the water in panic where that crocodile followed her and caught her. We see Lee waking up after some time in the place where Jim's half-body was already there. Her stomach was hurting as it was in Crocodile's jaw. As soon as Lee regains her consciousness, she takes the gun from Jim's pocket, cleans it in water and fires it. That gun was running. Now she starts splashing Jim's hand in the water as bait. Hearing the noise of the water, that crocodile comes back. He starts attacking Lee from behind. Lee falls into the water again, but this time she manages to shoot that crocodile. Finally, the crocodile dies. Lee breathes a sigh of relief. She now comes back to Grace, but due to her excessive bleeding, Grace was dead there. Lee starts crying. By holding Grace, she lowers her body and puts her in the boat. Later both of them started sailing towards the shore. The film ends here. So friends, this was the story of the film Black Water. This story is inspired by a true event. In 2003, 3 teenagers from Australia went on a similar river tour, where their boat overturned in the water. They had gone to that section of the river where tourists were not allowed to go. The crocodile killed one of these guys, and the other 2 spent 22 hours on a tree. Later rescue team saved them. It is to be learned from this film that it is very important to do research about any new tourist place before visiting it. I hope you will like this video. Please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. Take care.